Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So on today's tutorial, we'll be drafting notch lapel jackets. So we'll draft and we'll sew. So the video will come in batches. It will come in batches because it's very detailed, okay? Both the drafting, the cutting, and the sewing. So I'm going to do them in batches so that they won't be too bulky. So let's get started. So the measurements needed, you need your waist measurements, you need your bust, you need your shoulder, you need your hip, and your armhole measurement. Okay, so for the pattern, to draft the pattern, you need your pattern paper, you need your pattern master, you need your hip cuff, your tape rule, scissors, paper scissors, and your eraser. So let's get started. First of all, you get your borderline. Borderline, you can just get like 1 inch as your borderline to guide you. Okay, so let's quickly get our borderline. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Always have a borderline. It helps you have a good platform to work on. So let's mark that. So I'll make it very easy so that for someone that's not made a blazer or a jacket before, the person will be able to relate. I hope I'm not covering this. Okay, first of all, we'll draft the back. Let's draft the back. Normally how I do it, I usually join my pattern paper, 2 of them together, and I draft the back and the front at the same time. So because if I join it, my paper won't be enough to contain it, and the camera won't capture it well. So that's why I'm doing it separately. So let me draft the back first. So first of all, I've gotten my borderline. So the first thing to do is to get my neck width, which is 3 inches. Let me see. So my neck width, I'll be using this for the back, 3 inches neck width. So it's marked at 3 inches. Then for the neck, the depth of it is 1 inch. You mark it just to be sure. Also mark it here. And you get your cuff. This is what I actually use. I use this one for my cuff. So this is how I just get my cuff this way. Okay. Now the next thing is from that point, get your neck, your shoulder measurement. Sorry. From that point of your neck, you just get your shoulder measurement. That becomes just get your shoulder measurement. So my shoulder measurement is 16. I'll add ½ inch for sewing allowance. Okay. So there at that point, I'll come down by 1 inch. I'll mark. Then I'll connect it to get my shoulder slants. Just watch closely. I'll connect that to 1 inch to my shoulder point to get the shoulder slants. Then the next thing is to get my armhole depth. So my armhole depth, I'll be measuring from that point where I came down by 1 inch. Okay, so my armhole depth is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Okay. So my armhole depth, I'll be marking my armhole depth. You know, you can also use your bust to get your armhole measurements. Okay, that becomes my chest line. Now from that point, look at it, my armhole depth, and then my waist. My waist is 17. Okay, I'll mark 7. So I'll mark my waist measurement here. After marking my waist measurement, then I'll go to the full length. The full length of this is 26. Okay, the full length is 26, and then 2 inches extra for hemming. Okay, for hemming allowance. Now I'll just transfer this measurement to this part so that I can easily rule it across. So yeah, remember I took 1 inch. I came down by 1 inch. So I'll just mark the what I have there across here. My measurements, my armhole, my waist, full length 26, and extra 2 inches. So I'll rule them across. I'll rule them across this way. Okay, now after ruling it across, the next thing to do is to bring down this shoulder measurement we have here. The one we used to get our shoulder slant. Okay, here. So this shoulder measurement we have here, let's see what we have here. This is 8.5. You bring it down to the chest line. Okay, so you mark it here so that you can use it to get a straight line for your armhole, where you mark your armhole curve. Okay, so you connect it like so. Okay, now the next thing to do is to get your bust measurement. Okay, the bust I'm using is 38. So 38 divided by 4 will give us what? So 38 divided by 4 will give us 9.5. I'll just go ahead and mark that. Okay. Now let's get the cuff. This is the back, remember. So you get the middle of this armhole line. Get the middle. You get the middle, and then at that point you go in by 2/8. 2/8. Okay, I think that's 1/4. You go in by 2/8. Now you get your cuff. Can you see? Place your ruler. Place your pattern curve very well so that it can cover everything. Okay. So when placing your curve, make sure that before drawing your curve, make sure that it touches the 3 points, which is the armhole, the shoulder points, and then the 2 inches, and then your bust points. Your bust measurement. So you curve like so. Okay, can you see that? So the next thing to do is to tighten your waist. Okay, you just go in on your waistline. You go in by ½ inch. You mark ½ inch. Okay, now you take it. Just take it to the chest line, the point of the chest line. You connect it like so. Okay, now you check the distance between that point to the waist. Here it's 7. So you also measure it down this way to the hip line side. You measure it that way. Can you see what I'm doing? Then you rule it. You also connect it this way. Okay, that's how you tighten your waist. Okay, now the next thing is to take your waist measurement. Now your waist measurement, insert your waist measurement divided by 4. Your waist measurement divided by 4. I'm working with waist 33. So divided by 4 will give us 2, 8 to 8. 8 to 8, that's 8 to 1/4. So you mark it. So after marking it, you insert your darts. Now look at how you can insert your darts. There are different methods actually. So you just minus your bust measurements. My bust is 38. Then my under bust measurement, the circumference, is 32. Okay. So you will minus 38 from 30. You minus 32 from 38. So it will give you 6. Now I'll divide the 6 by 4. But if your bust minus your under bust circumference is less than 4, is 4 or less than 4, you just divide it by 2 to get your darts. Or better still, you can just add 2 inches for your darts. Okay, so whichever one that is easier for you. So this is I've marked my waist measurement. Now I will add the dart. So if I divide 6 by 4, it will give me 1.5. Now 1.5, I will share it into 2 to get my dart, right? Okay, so let's continue. I will now add that 1.5 here. That 1.5 inches, the dart, I'll add it here. This is it. 1.5 inches. Now, so that you won't get shortage of fabric, the half inch you took out here that you used to tighten the waist, you add it back here. That's just add the half inch. Okay, good. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Now let's insert the dart. Now to insert the dart, you need to use your nipple to nipple. Okay, my nipple to nipple is 8, so divided by 2 is 4. So what I will do is on the waistline, I will measure my nipple to nipple, which is 4. Now on that point, I will go up by 5 inches. Okay, and also mark. I'll make sure that 5 inches is also my nipple to nipple measurement. Okay. Then I'll also come down by 5 inches. You know that the length of your dart is supposed to be 10. So that's what I'm doing. So if you measure this, it will become 10, right? So on that point too, I'll make sure it's my nipple to nipple measurements. Okay. Then I'll connect it to the straight line. Okay, what I'll do next is to divide my 1.5 dart intake, that's my 1.5 dart measurement that I added. So I'll divide it by 2, and I'll share that. Mine is 8. Okay. I'll just share it across this way, and then I'll connect it. So this is going to be, I'm using shoulder dart for this one. I'll use shoulder dart. Okay. Now I'll connect it down to the hemline and the full measurement. I'll mark the nipple to nipple as well. Then take it down with straight line. Connect it this way. Now for the shoulder, I'll also connect it on the shoulder. Well, I'll just come to the shoulder slant. I'll find the midpoint. My shoulder here is 5.5. So I'll just find the midpoint of 5.5 and I'll mark it. Okay. Now I'll connect this. I'll connect it like so to the tip of the dart. Okay. Now let's complete the measurement. Inserting the measurement. So my hip measurement is 40. So that's what we're using for the full length of the suit, of the jacket. So 41 divided by 2 by 4 will give us what? That's 10 to 8. So I'll just mark 10 to 8 here on the hip line. That's on the full length. I'll mark the hip measurement, and I'll also bring it down here to the hemline. Okay. All right. So now I'll connect. So before I connect, I'll just add 1 inch for sewing allowance. 1 inch on this bust, 1 inch on the waist, and 1 inch on the full length of the dress and the hem. So I'll connect them. I'll connect them this way, and I'll use my hip cuff. Okay, so this is what I have here. This is what I have. After, remember how we got here? The neck width. This is the back pattern, right? So this is 3 inches by depth. Then 8 inches, the measurement of your shoulder. Then you come down, get your bust measurement, and then your darts, your waist tightening, and then you connect this way. You know what this dart is going out, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to get the front now. Let's cut this. Please make sure you cut on the lines you've drawn. Don't add to it, so that you have an accurate measurement. So let's label it. This is the center back. This is the mid back, side back. Yeah. So let's cut the front pattern. Okay. So for the front, we'll come down by 5 inches. That will be our border line. We'll come down by 5 inches. The reason why we are coming down by 5 inches for the front is because of the collar and the lapel. Okay. So this part will come down we'll move in by 4 inches. For the center front, we'll move in by 4 inches. So I said it's to accommodate the collar and the lapel. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so the first thing to do, we'll use the standard neckline here. So we'll go in this, that's 3 by 3. 3 inches by width and 3 inches by depth. So okay. So I'll just get my curve this way. Okay, the box is just to guide my curve, that's all. Okay, so the next thing is the shoulder. The same thing you did for the back is the same thing you do for the front. So the 3 inches. Okay, so here you get from the points of the neckline, you get your shoulder measurement. So I said my shoulder measurement is 8 plus half inch for sewing allowance. At that point, I'll go down by 1 inch for my shoulder slants. So I'll connect it this way. Okay, so from that point, I'll get my armhole, the same thing you use for the back. Then I'll mark my waist, and I'll mark the full length of the dress, which is 26, and then 2 inches extra for hemming. Okay, now remember I'll transfer to the other side. I'll transfer and I'll rule across. Okay, so for the to get your armhole line, measure what you have here on the shoulder. This is 8.5. Bring it down on the chest line to get the straight line. Then rule it this way. Okay. Okay, so the next thing to do is to get the midpoint of your armhole line. Get the midpoint, mark, then go in by half an inch. Remember the back we went in by 2.8, that's 0.25. But here we're going in with half an inch. Okay. Then your bust circumference divided by 4. Remember, I will show you the reason why we drafted the back first. Okay, so now get your curve. Curve. Place your ruler well so that you get everything. Okay. So the next thing now is to get a nipple to nipple. I'll mark my hair 4 inches. I'll mark on the full length of the dress and also on the hem. Okay. So remember, I came in at the back. I went up by 5 inches on that nipple point on my waist, so I'll make sure that it's aligned with my nipple to nipple. The same thing, I went down by 5 inches and also make sure that it's aligned with my nipple to nipple measurement. Then I connected the straight line. Now remember my darts. So the same dart you took for the back pattern while drafting is the same thing you do for the front. So mine was 8. I also mark that here and I'll connect. Okay, so after connecting, you connect with a straight line to the hem of you connect with a straight line, and then to the shoulder, divide the shoulder by your shoulder slants by 2. Remember, 5.5 divided by 2. Then connect it like so. Okay, so remember to impute your measurements. You've done the bust, we imputed the bust. The next one is the waist. I use waist 33. Waist 33 divided by 4. Let's see. So 33 divided by 4 is 8 to 8. Then mark your 8 to 8. Then the 1.5 inches I added for my dart, I'll also include it. Okay. Then at the bust, I'll add. Okay, that's it. Then on the dress length, my hip divided by 4 is to 8. So I'll mark it. Same thing. I'll take it down to the hemline and mark the same thing. Okay, so I'll just connect. I'll connect the bust to the waist. and then the zip. And I'll just connect this with the strip now. Okay. So the next thing to do now, the front is where the main work is. So on your waistline, you move up, you come up by 1 inch, and you move up by 2 inches. This is your break point. You know what break point means? Your break point is where the lapel will end, where your button starts. Okay. So you go up by 2 inches from your waistline. Then on that point, you come up by 1 inch. Okay. You mark the 1 inch to your hemline. 1 inch, 1 inch. So you connect. You connect like so. Okay. Now what you do next is to connect. You connect this. You connect this point to your neck tip here. You connect it there. I hope you can see what I'm doing. You connect it. Okay. That's your lapel forming. Okay. So the next thing to do is you get your collar. Now to get your collar. So this was the reason why we drafted the back first, because we need the neckline. So to get the collar, you need your neckline. So let me bring the. So we need the neckline of the back. So what you just do is to measure it. You measure the neckline of the back like so. Get the accurate. If you don't get the accurate measurement, it's going to affect how your collar will sit. So measure the neckline. So what I have is 3.5 for the back. Now I will come here. That 3.5. Please pay attention so that you understand it better. So you see, I will mark the 3.5 here. From this point, I'll measure 3.5. I'll mark it, and then I'll connect it to the neck, to this neck point here. Can you see? Now I will go back on this point. I'll go back by 3/8, and I'll connect it to this neckline back. Hope you are seeing what I'm doing. I'll connect it back like so. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Now from this point, this one now is no longer useful. This hold on. From this point now, I will measure how wide I want my collar to be. Okay, I want it to be 4 inches, so I'll measure 4 inches here. Okay, hope you are seeing what I'm doing. So as I mark out the 4 inches, I will now connect it to this point. See this point? I'll connect it by slanting it. Okay, can you see? Okay, now on this neckline here, I will extend it by 3 inches. I see what I'm doing. I'll extend it by 3 inches, like so. Okay, now on these 3 inches, I will come in by 2 inches. Can you see? I hope you are getting what I'm saying. I'll come in by 2 inches. Hope you are seeing it. I'll come in by 2 inches on this neckline that I extended. I'll come in by 2 inches. Now on that 2 inches, I will slant it upward from that point. This is the 2 inches point. I'll slant it from that point upward this way. You see the 2 inches this way. I'll slant it. Shouldn't be straight. Can you see? Then I'll connect it like so. Can you see? It's not hard though. Just pay attention. Now I'll connect this one to this point here. I'll connect it like so. Can you see? Now this one, I'll connect it to my break point here. Can you see? Do you understand it? Now I can even come down here and curve the down part of it. Because here, this is where my button will be. Here, this is the button hole. Okay, so I'll just curve it a bit. It's optional. I just want to curve mine small. I'll just curve it a bit like so. I just want it to have that curve. Okay, and this is actually all for the front too. Okay, it's not hard. But the thing is, if you have any question, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, I will guide you. I will answer you. I will respond to your questions. So this is it. And see now we'll cut. We'll go ahead and cut this. This one is going to touch. So let's cut this. So gently cut on the line. So let's label it. This is side front, this is center front, this is mid front. Okay. So you can either cut the what's it called, the color together. So the color, you can either cut it together or or you cut it separately. Okay. So at this point, you notch. You get to this point, you just notch here. It will guide you when you are sewing, when you are cutting and sewing. Okay. I hope you're seeing how I'm cutting it. So this is the color. Okay, here's my color. Here's my front pattern. And here is my back pattern. So this is the back pattern. This is the front pattern. And this is the color. Okay, so the next thing now is the sleeve. Let's draft the sleeve before we go and cut with the fabric and start. So, okay, so guys, I want to show you how to draft the standard basic sleeve. Okay, so normally what I want to use for this jacket is two-piece suit sleeve, but the video will be too long. So what I'll do is I'm going to do a separate video for it. Okay, so after, let me just show you the basic sleeve so that when I'll be drafting that one, it won't be difficult again. You understand it easily. So first of all, you fold your pattern paper into two. Okay, it's on fold. You can see. Okay, now the first thing to do is to get your cap sleeve, your cap sleeve length. Your cap sleeve length, you can get it by dividing your bust by 10. Your bust circumference divided by 10 will give you your cap sleeve depth. Okay, so you just mark that. That's the first measurement you take. You mark. Mine is 38 divided by 10. Mine is 3.8, but I approximated it to 4. Okay, so let me roll this across. This is very easy. Okay, the next is my elbow. So I've measured that. That is 4, right? 4, and then the elbow length is 15, and the full length of this sleeve is 26. Okay, mark it here. I want to roll it across. Okay, so the next thing to do now is, get your slants. So this is what you do. Remember what you use for your armhole. So that's what you use to get the slant. So at the tip where the fold is, this is the fold. Place your tape at that tip. Hold it at the tip of that fold and move the tape to the number you use for your armhole. Okay, mine I use 10. So you slant it to that point and then make a mark. Now you connect it to form a triangle, right? Connect it to the tip there, tip of the fold. Okay, I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. Let me move this maybe. Okay, you connect it to the tip. Now you divide this into 2. Divide this into 2. This is 5. Now after dividing into 2, also divide the other parts into 2. Divide this one into 2. This 5 into 2 will give you 2.5. Also divide this other half into 2. Okay, this should also give you 2.5. Okay, now what you do now is, here you go down by 2/8. You see, at this point here, you go down by 2/8. Now this midpoint, the main midpoint, you come out by 0.5 inch here, and here you come out by 2/8. I hope you understand what I mean. So that's it. You come out. This is it. Let me do it this way, so that I see the point we came out on. Okay, I hope you understand now. So let's curve it. Now, first of all, what you do from this point now, you connect it with a straight line to this midpoint. Okay, connect it like so. Now, when you connect it this way, you now use your curve. You use your curve and connect it to the tip, to the point here. Okay. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Can you see? Now, this one that we just did now is the back curve, right? Now, for the front, this is what we do. We'll connect it like so with curve. We'll connect it like so. Are you seeing what I'm? Let me get this thing clear. So now, this other point down here, you just connect it like so. Okay, and then you do this. You also connect it to this tip. Okay, you connect it like this. Back to this. Can you see what happened here? So this one now, this one is the front curve and this one is the back. Okay, the next thing you do now is to get your elbow circumference. My elbow circumference is 14, so I'm dividing it by 2. 14 divided by 2 will give you 7, so you mark it like this. Then your wrist circumference. My wrist circumference is I'm using 9. Okay, let me use 10. So 10 divided by 2 will give you 5. Okay, I just marked that. Then I'll connect it this way. Then to the 2. Can you see? This is a standard basic sleeve. Is it not easy? Now let's cut. So we cut this way. I want to show you how to cut here. So you first of all cut the back. the back off like this. Okay, then you open it up like this. Yeah, and you cut the front off like this. Hope you understand. I hope this was easy. So here is the front, label it, and here is the back. Okay, so with this, in the next video, I will show you how to make the two-piece sleeve. Okay, so guys, this drafting will be the part 1. So the cutting of the fabric will be, and the sewing will be the part 2. Okay, so thank you. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and leave your question in the comment section. Bye. See you in my next video.